I'm being transparent with him. I was like, man, fuck y'all. Like, we talking about my daddy. It would always weigh on me because I was like, man, ain't no telling, when my daddy about to go. But, when you get that feeling, you getting that feeling. And I guess what even bothered me, I'll never forget, like, when I got drafted and I felt like I had myself together. I never forget, going to see my daddy, back in my hometown. I was like, hey, everything good. Now the Cowboys did help me with this. They was willing to help me with this. I was like, hey, I was telling my daddy, I was like, hey, they gonna help. We're gonna find the best doctors out here and you good. Man, but daddy broke my heart. He turned me down.
Wow.
He turned me down. And that was just because of things that we've been through, as a kid, and I understood why he did that. He was like, nah, son, I just would ask you to do one thing, take care of your brothers.
Wow.
That's all he asked me. I was like, Dad, you just gonna turn me down like that? Like, I'm talking about broke out in tears. Like, I'm like, that's what we did. This is what I did it for. I was still paying for, like, all this medicine that he need, and all that stuff, but,
He rejected the help?
Yeah, he rejected it. He rejected it. I kind of feel like it was a situation, man, y'all gonna make me get too real.
Do you think he felt like he didn't? Do you think he felt like he didn't deserve it?
I don't know. My daddy was one of the best things. I think he's the strongest man that ever walked this earth. And I mean that with a passion. I think he felt like he let us down. And I never felt that way.
Yeah.
I really understood, his situations. I'm telling you, when I was very, very young, I was like, my daddy doing the best that he can. It's him by himself and it's 6 of us in the house. You get what I'm saying? Mama in jail, and the other kids, mama out doing what they doing. You get what I'm saying? And it's just him. Nah, I ain't gonna say this. It's real crazy, but I will say this right here. I say this, I'll never forget, because I don't want to speak on her. I feel like she don't deserve that. She don't deserve to be spoke on, and you ain't worth it. You know what you did, and we gonna leave you where you at, and you know how you treated us, you know how you treated his kids. She gonna know when I say that, she know who I'm talking about, but just the way we was treated, as youngins. Me and my brothers and sisters, it wasn't right. And I remember my sister getting kicked out of the house when she was 16. She had a baby, just on, and never got the opportunity to graduate. Same thing happened to my brother. My brother was a great athlete, never got the opportunity to graduate. It was like it was a
Cycle.
It was a cycle. I'm up next. You get what I'm saying? Like, I never forget it. I went weeks without eating in the house. Like,
Damn.
Weeks, because I just knew, it wasn't right. It was, I know I'm giving bits and pieces, but it's for a reason. And I never forget, like, I just felt like, it wasn't loved, and I already saw it coming, if that makes sense. I knew I was up next. I'm talking about, this is my senior year in high school. I'm going crazy, y'all. See, we just got done playing Longview, Texas. Shout out to East Texas, Longview, Texas on TV. And I never was the party type, not the drug type. I went to a church lock-in, after this game. And I remember asking my daddy before the game, I was like, hey, after the game, can I go to this church lock-in? He was like, cool, fine, or whatever. And by the way, they wasn't showing up to none of my games. My daddy, my stepmom, my mom. Like, my mom, she came to a few, but they wasn't even coming to my games, I got used to it.
How badly did you want them to come to your games?
Oh, bad. It was extremely bad.
Did you tell them?
Absolutely. It was always, some type of excuse. But I gotta tell you about this story, RC. Like, I remember after the game, I go ham. 2 touchdowns. We done went off on Longview on national TV. And I remember going to a church lock-in after, and when I came back home, my daddy, his wife, like I said, I don't want to mention her name, she said, I gotta leave. No reason. Still to this day, I don't know the reason. I gotta leave, I gotta get out. And I'll never forget, I was telling my daddy, I was like, man, my daddy paid for everything in here. Like, daddy, you gonna let her talk to me? You gonna let her talk to me like this? And I started bringing back up my brother and my sister. And I was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. I'm out, just like that. And my girlfriend at the time, like, they let me, her aunt let me, stay with them, and I got to finish school, over there, So it was that cycle, if I can't go to school, if I can't do this, or I ain't gonna graduate, or some things like that. I'm not gonna be able to go to college or whatever. And I felt like that's what she wanted to play out for me. And just being honest with you, man, it was a lot of hate for unnecessary reasons. And
So how did you not end up like your sister or not end up
different.
like your brother? What was it about you? How did you deal with her differently, your father differently, or whatever it was that allowed you to get to the point that you wanted to get to, which was the NFL?
Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, dog. I just felt like, I don't know, as the man upstairs. Like, I felt different, I moved different. I always been curious. I want better. I always wanted better. I was sitting on the pavement with my brother. I was like, man, we poor as shit. I'm like, something gonna change one of these days. I don't care. 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, I'm telling you something gonna change. I'm gonna drive in this quarterback with the nicest car ever. I did that too, though. I really did that. Like, that's no bullshit. Like I said, it was a lot of jealous, man. Oh man, y'all.
Like when you go through all of that and you have that feeling towards your father's wife, but you think that your dad is the strongest man in the world, and you lose him. Yeah. And on the back of losing him, you go for about 120, 50-yard touchdown against my team, but it's okay. What was it like to be able to honor your father? After the game, you said it was special. Like we all, at least myself, when everything was going crazy in life or when things weren't going right, that was always pure to me, the football field. So to get an opportunity to go represent your father on the football field the day after he died, what did it feel like to play that way?
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If I didn't play that game, I was gonna go do something stupid. I know that for a fact. Everything that I had been through, dealing with, my mom, wife, and some of the things I heard her tell my daddy, that never left my soul, never left my mind. And I'm gonna play this game. I know this is what my daddy would have wanted me to do, and I'm just gonna dedicate this game, to him. Like I said, like sometimes, bro, like I think about my daddy all the time, like I said, he the realest. Be honest, it's wild word. My daddy, wore Jerry, and it was just like, I miss him. And